Alright, so the last version is one where we're going to add a photo. So we'll call it the photo version. So we had the block version, the brush version, now this one's going to be the photo version. So we want to split this up where we only have the black letters on its own layer. You can see right now it's kind of glued to a white background. So to do this, and we did this once before, we're going to use the magic wand tool, and we're going to make sure contiguous is unchecked, and we're going to select the letters, the black of the letters, anywhere at all. Right click, lay via cut. It cuts it into two pieces. So you can see that you have the letters all by themselves. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a picture in the background. So to do this, hopefully you got to think about your theme and you find a picture that will work well with this theme. So I did find a few. So I found a picture of breakfast like that. That one will work. You could try different ones, but for now we'll just go with this one. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to bring this picture onto here as a separate layer. So I have them as two separate windows, and I just use the move tool, drag it over. So the idea will be you want to make this large on the page. I don't want to stretch it out, so I'm going to click on the link, the height and the width, so it'll keep the proportion. So it's just a matter of finding an area that will look good for this space. Now you can see I'm only getting a certain section of this image, but I'll find a good part of it. I'm going to make the letters invisible so I can see them better. I can see the space and how everything kind of fits. And that looks pretty good. It has a nice composition. So what I'm going to do is, well, one of the things is you got to make it so you can see the letters a little bit better. So very simply, one of the things you can do to incorporate this photo into it is if you lower the opacity on here a little bit, you can start to see the image behind it. You can also explore possibilities for letters, for colors. For example, maybe if I hit Command U and bring the lightness up, maybe it'll look better with white, which I think it does. You want to be able to both see the image and the letters. So what you can also do is on this layer, you can use layer styles such as a drop shadow or a beveled edge on there to have the letters show up a little bit more. So to do this, you're going to go to Layer Style by double-clicking on the layer, and you can try different ones like Bevel and Emboss. You want to click on the actual layer style and put that into place a little bit. Maybe we'll go with an outer glow or an outer shadow. Try a couple of different things. You can change the color of the glow. Right now I have it as yellow if you wanted it to be a different color. And any color that you want, really. I don't know how that's going to look, but you can certainly explore the different colors. I think yellow is actually pretty good. So the idea is to be able to see the letters a little bit clearer. You can see it when I get rid of the preview. Actually, the beveled edge works a little bit better, in my opinion. The beveled edge works a little bit better. Let's try drop shadow. Drop shadow actually looks pretty good too. So you could certainly just play around with the different layer styles as you see fit. So one last thing, stroke. Stroke works pretty well. It's just an outline. You don't want the outline to be too big, or you start to not be able to see the you don't want it to be too big, but just enough just to give it a little bit of an outline. So something like that will be good. So if you do this and if you lower the opacity a little bit more, so that looks like a pretty fun poster. Another thing you could do, I'm just going to get this back to normal by clearing the layer style, and I'm going to just make it black for a second just so you're able to see it. What you can also do is create this illusion of no letters at all, where you're just going to see the layer styles. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll explain. I'll demonstrate and see if you like this style as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take layer 1, I'm going to put my cursor on top of the thumbnail, and I'm going to hold down the command button. So what I'm telling the computer to do is to select everything that's in that layer. I'm going to go to layer 2 now, and while I'm on one of the selection tools, so it could be magic wand, polygonal lasso tool, I'm going to go inside this space here. I'm on layer 2, right click, layer via copy. So what that did is it made a copy of all of my letters, but it was tracing it out from the picture. So if I make that invisible, and you can make the background invisible, you could see that's what I cut out. So you might need to rewind that step a bit more. Just make sure that you get your marching ants around all the letters, and then you're going to go to layer 2 and layer via copy. So what you're going to do now is you go back to those layer styles on layer 3, and so you won't see the letters, or all you're going to see are the effects or the styles that you add. So I think honestly this one I really like. I think it's really cool once this is done. So do an inner shadow, inner glow. Let's try inner glow. Looks nice. Just try adding a drop shadow to it. So yeah, you can refine it as much as you want. But I think this is probably one that you're really going to enjoy. Okay, so this is definitely another way that you can incorporate the image but still keep the letters. Okay, so have fun with this. 3 versions I'm looking for. I'm looking for the block version, the brush version, and the photo version. And certainly if you can't decide between one poster or another poster, you can always submit more than one photo version, more than one brush version, that kind of thing. All right, so hopefully you're having fun.